This video has been sponsored by Morning Brew. More information on them later. Good morning, fellow mathematicians. Welcome back to another video. We be talking India again, and I would just like to talk a bit about the comments I received under the last video. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about here, link to the corresponding video down there in the description. Basically what happened are two things. My Shopify store, stemmerch.eu, where I sell handcrafted products, has been scammed by various people before of Indian descent, and on the other hand I talked about the pretty toxic YouTube comment sections that we are experiencing right now, especially with regards to the Indians commenting. But before we dive into the main meat of today's video, I would like to thank all my supporters who got me through these times. A lot of you people decided to support the channel by becoming a Patreon supporter, directly donating or purchasing something from either stemmerch.eu or stemmerch.com. I'm very thankful for that, and you really compensated for the losses that I received due to the fraudsters. So yeah, thank you very much for all your support. I seriously can't tell you how much I appreciate it. You guys make for such a good community, and it's just amazing to me. You always get me to think that it can't get any better than that, but it can get better than that, and you're always there for me, and yeah, thank you very much. You're the best fucking community I could wish for. But let's now get to the main point of this video, namely talking about regular comments I received under the video, be it good or bad comments, hate comments too. And yeah, just addressing a few points that you guys pointed out, just the most important ones that I think should be spoken of a bit more. And surprisingly enough, the video actually did pretty well in terms of being received by the audience. Many people actually agreed with what I said, both points, and just overall the like to dislike ratio also wasn't bad at all. It was rather good, which came as a real surprise. I thought I would get way more backlash from this video, especially once it got into YouTube recommended, but this wasn't the case. Most comments actually were pretty positive, and in my opinion, if so many Indian people especially agree with what I have to say, it really says a lot about the current situation that we are facing and how dire it actually is. And I think it's good that my video raised some kind of awareness for this issue, or for those issues in general, and I think that was a pretty good cause overall. And I for myself am extremely thankful for the insights that I received down there in the comments from you, the Indian people commenting, because I learned a lot about the political and also educational situation that is going on in India right now. I'm not much of a politics or just in general humanities person overall. I don't even know who's the president of the United States right now or who's running Germany at the moment. I seriously have no idea about these things in a normal case, but I learned a lot of new things from you guys, and most of the stuff was really news to me. But do you know what's also news to me? The contents of today's sponsor, Morning Brew. My mornings have always been rather monotone. But not like monotonically increasing in productivity, but rather staying the fuck they always were. Waking up, drinking coffee, solving the Riemann hypothesis. Always the same. But this changed a month ago when I discovered Morning Brew. But why should you get Morning Brew? It's free, obviously, delivering piping hot, fresh news to your mail every day from Monday to Sunday. The news range from tech, business, over to finance, and get you up to speed in no time at all. Normally, I learn my news from Moist Critical, but Morning Brew helped me realize that William Shatner went to space a few days before Charles could tell me about it. That's what I call fast delivery. So why wait any longer? Why don't you get your eyes blasted with fresh new news each and every morning? If you want to support the channel, definitely make sure to check out the link in the top of the description. It's totally for free, so you can't go wrong there. Support the channel this way. And now we are going to go back to the main video.
Hey, baby. Cat is visiting. Hello, Hannah. She's such a cutie. Come. Stay here and be a good girl. Ciao.
So what I learned from a lot of comments is that the political situation in India currently seems to be a pretty harsh one, a pretty dire situation, pretty ultra-nationalist. Never heard this term before, but it seems to be that way. And what I heard a lot of times is that the political environment seems to be trying to dictate what people should think, especially in the educational side of things. So you could say it's kind of like borderline brainwashing at this point. And just such that you don't get me wrong, once again, out of context, this is just what I gathered from the comments under the previous video. So yeah, just basically restating what I read there. And this harsh political and educational environment brings me to my first point. One of the points that I addressed is that the YouTube comments sections under various science and mathematics channels are being flooded by a lot of Indian individuals. With things like that the Western world stole all the knowledge and just mathematics and science from India, and that India basically invented it all and the like, and Ramanujan is the best mathematician, etc. Reason for that just seems to be that the education that you receive in India seems to focus on glorifying the fact that all the mathematics and science has been basically invented in India. And just going back to the history that India had with Western countries, it wasn't a good one, it seems. Just that they took knowledge away from India, and basically they just want to glorify the fact and just teach the students there that that they should always stand to their country and just be very nationalist in that regard. Also, the amount of new Indian users that are tuning into social media like YouTube, Facebook, Quora too, or Quora is also an absolute shithole, just seems to stem from the fact that there's this telecommunication company in India which is basically shitting out free internet, basically free internet or very cheap internet to each and every individual in India since 2016, which also makes a lot of sense because this is roughly where it started to basically rise in Indian comments. And I can see this on my YouTube analytics that with 2018 and 19 upwards, it became more and more Indian in my just comment sections and in terms of subscribers and the like. And as mentioned previously, I do understand that there are probably reasons for why certain people post certain comments, but it just gets to the point where the comment sections are extremely toxic and just unfriendly and obnoxious in general. And if you want to post something, then please post something valuable that also adds to the discussion and not just post facts that you think are facts, okay? Just try to think before you post something and think about if it's going to annoy a lot of people overall. Now, many negative comments and also hate comments said that, well, everyone can comment what they want, why don't you geo-block India entirely and get rid of the Indian population? That sounded weird, in its entirety on your YouTube channel, or if you can't deal with all the comments and the hate, etc., then get your ass off YouTube, you are not made for this whole YouTube game. But, oh boy, that is just fucking stupid. Such comments, they aggravate me because those are the people who just didn't listen what I had to say in my video and took everything completely out of context. And yeah, this was a lot. A lot of people took things out of context, a lot of times purposefully, which is really not nice. Thing is, where I wanted to go at with my video is that at the start, it really annoyed me, but I mentioned in my video that I got rid of certain words. Comments couldn't be posted that included Ramanujan and G and the like anymore. So this got rid of the problem for me. But the thing is, my subscribers do not only watch my channel exclusively, they also watch a lot of other science and mathematics YouTube channels. And if I block these people, then, well, I got rid of the problem for myself and for my community, at least on my channel. But there are so many other channels out there which are still getting flooded by these toxic comments that it's still an annoyance to part of my community. And I can read it on a regular basis that people are annoyed by this behavior. Even when they get back from a different channel to my channel, they tell me that they don't like this behavior. And with my video, I simply wanted to raise awareness for also other YouTubers which encountered this problem in their comment section. I know that so many math and science YouTubers don't really build a community in their comments. This is not something that many people do, that many people spend the time on because they think it's not worth it. It's just YouTube, it's just the internet. But people, even if you as a channel owner do not engage in the comments, people start building a community down there in the comments. And if this community gets annoyed by a certain group of people, you could say, then that's a real problem, and you as a channel owner should try to prevent things like this from happening. And this is the place where I wanted to raise a bit of awareness with my last video. And it's not only non-Indians who get annoyed by this, it's also a lot of Indian personalities who get annoyed by this just behavior overall, and they don't want this. So please, if you're a maths or science YouTube channel, try to moderate your comments a tiny little bit more. And also, by the way, geo-blocking is not an option for me either, just because I'm a teacher and I really like education, and education should be spread over the whole world. Everyone should be able to learn something new, especially on YouTube. And I can prevent people from commenting something, but I don't want to prevent anyone from learning something new, because this is not something that I want. That would just be stupid. Even if it's an Indian person, they also have the right to learn something from my channel. This is why I'm not geo-blocking them. And then there were the people who said, yeah, you won't be brave enough to geo-block them because then you won't get the AdSense revenue from a lot of your viewers. But this is not a valid point at all, because you have no idea how low the CPR, so the money you get per 1,000 views, from India is. It's so damn low that it really wouldn't make any difference whatsoever overall. So this is also not a valid argument in my opinion. Now to my next point. Namely, many people said I generalized. And I agree when it comes to the original title of the video. Namely, I'm fed up with Indians. Yes, there was a generalization, because only in the context of the video it was clear that I'm not fed up with all the Indians, I'm only fed up with certain groups of Indians. And those certain groups of Indians, I emphasized this a lot in my video, were the people who are on the one hand extremely obnoxious in the comments, and on the other hand trying to scam people of their money over Shopify and other platforms like AliExpress and the like. And this is what I said. I mentioned this several times, and people only took this out of context because they just didn't listen to what I had to say clearly in the video, or took it out of context on purpose. I never mentioned in the context of the video that all Indians are annoying or that all Indians are scammers. I would never do something like this, because this is just not the case. You also get scammers in Germany. You also get scammers or annoying people in America, or let's say Turkey or Sweden. I really don't care. But my point was that my experience, my personal experience stating facts here with these people was a bad one. And this group of people, on the one hand, the Indian scammers, which were 100% of the people who scammed my shops up until now, and also the Indian people flooding comment sections, are the thing that annoy me and that I wanted to address. But sadly, many people just purposefully try to misinterpret what I had to say, just to spread negative comments or negativity overall down there in the comments. This is always the case with the internet. This is the internet. But it always hurts to see something like this, because this way, especially if you're Indian and you're spreading hate under such a video, then you are making a really bad name for India, even more than it already is at this point, when people already agreed to my points that I talked about in the video. So you shouldn't do something like this. This is extremely counterproductive, especially in the context of the last video. And also what I had to deal with, but I knew that this was coming, was the fact that people called me racist. Since when is stating opinions and experiences considered as being racist? That's a new definition to me. You should definitely add this new definition of racism to Wikipedia. Please do so. I don't see where any of what I said was racist. Seriously, I don't see it. Next, we get to the scammers. And once again, this was just a racism shitfest, you could say. People were saying, I'm a racist, not all Indians are scammers, how can you do this? I'm also not saying that all Germans are scammers. No, because this is not what I said. I was stating my own personal experiences. The thing is, all the people who ever scammed me, on my Shopify stores were purely Indian. I could have stated it even more extreme. I could have said in the last video that in my experience, 100% of all scammers are definitely Indian, because I can read it off my analytics in Shopify and just the streets, etc. I can verify that they are from India, but I didn't do so because this would have sounded even more extreme. Only thing I ever said is that the scammers that I experienced were from India. Nothing more and nothing less. But the thing is, once again, people want to take this out of context and just wanted to make their garbage arguments even more valuable, you could say, or more relevant, by basically misinterpreting, sometimes on purpose, what I had to say. And yeah, this is really annoying. You shouldn't do that. I'm not doing that either, so please don't do that either. And once again, since when is stating an opinion and personal experience is considered to be racist? You should really read into the definition of racism once again. Now people also told me, maybe someone just wanted to throw shade at Indian people and use the VPN. Maybe it was someone from America, all those weird conspiracy theories. But on a serious note though, this argument is also extremely just not relevant. This is just simply not true. Thing is, I as a Shopify store owner can see where I have to ship the products. They are from India. I can see the billing address and the street address. And they were all from India, completely, in their entirety. So yeah, this argument just isn't valid overall. No one was using a VPN. Those were Indian scammers, 100%. And there are some other minor things that I didn't want to point out here because they are just not relevant to my points anymore. But this is just something that I wanted to address, and those were basically the main points. No, there's one more thing, especially on 4chan or something, someone linked me there. People said, why is this this Westerner crying over $100 worth of products, blah, blah, blah. What about those millennials crying about each and every shit? It's only $100. No, it wasn't about the money. Once again, you just didn't listen to my video properly. What I said is that stemmerch.eu is a community project for me. I want to give things that you can't find anywhere else, like these headphone stands, to my community for a very cheap price. It's not about the money for me, but the thing is, Indian people are also part of my community. But if there are a few selected ones who try to scam my store, I have to stop delivering to India in some kind of way. And this just hurts me because this way I have to basically geo-block part of my community from my project. And this just hurts me because I wanna give people the things that I produce. This is just something that really hurts me personally. It's not about the money here. It's just the fact that I can't engage with my community in the ways that I did before, just because of a few people who ruin the fun for everyone. And this is all that I wanted to cover for today. And the things that you should take away from this video is that, yes, there are Indian scammers, there are also annoying Indian people, but there are probably 1 billion Indians who are just pretty fine and just doing their daily life and routine and aren't being annoying or trying to shit on other people's heads all the time. Same thing in Germany, America, etc. There are good apples and there are also bad bananas. Bad bananas, BB. So yeah, we shouldn't generalize, but we should state the facts that we experience. And if there are issues in our society in some kind of way or on the YouTube platform, we should address these and not hide behind the anonymity of the internet to just spread hate or the like, or to not say anything at all. And especially important for me was the fact that I wanted to raise awareness on the one hand for other creators, that they should be more sensible when it comes to moderating their comment sections, and also other shop owners, that they should always double check to try not to get scammed overall. And also I wanted to thank everyone who just supports us YouTube creators all the time by buying our stupid ass merchandise or watching our videos in general. So that's also pretty fucking dope of you guys. And if you did enjoy this more serious video, those hold up pretty well, then definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also watch the other channel for the whole context. And yeah, don't forget to check out Flammy's Wood too. It's my new woodworking channel. And up until the next video, I wish you guys a flammable day. Also, morning brew. Subscribe to Morning Brew. It's for free. Support the channel massively. Ciao. Please stay safe.